depressing note. I thought we had a good second half. The constant was that we defended and rebounded, and then Anthony Gurley opened the game with some threes and kind of gave us a little cushion. Feel like we improved over the holidays, and we got a tough game coming in on Monday night. I think our defensive rebounding was better, and that kept us in the game when we weren't making shots. So we'll see if we can build on that on Monday night.
After Anthony gave you the lift that he did at the beginning of the second half, how big was it that the team had 7 straight points without him?
That was huge, and it was great to be able to keep him on the bench and have him cheering for his teammates. And I told him we're going to ride this group out, and then as soon as it kind of falters, to be able to get you back in. And it's nice to give him a break every now and again, so that when he's fresh, he's much better than when he's playing on tired legs. And it gives the other guys some confidence to know that we can win and play well without him.
Sampson and Sean seemed like both of them elevated their play in the second half. How important was that for you guys to?
It's huge. I mean, if we can't rebound or play physical and defend in the post, you don't really have anything. You're kind of a little bit of a fraud. And when those guys were able to, you've heard that before, you were able to, you were kind of able to, plug up the middle a little bit and dominate the boards.
City sprained an ankle?
I'm not sure. We're like the MASH unit, so I'm not real positive. I'm not real sure yet. We'll find out. At halftime, he said he couldn't walk on it and wasn't going to play in the second half. And I thought for what he did in the first half, gave us a little bit of a boost in 4 minutes. So it was tough to see him go down. But Matt Hill came in the second half, and the one thing about Matt is he's always going to be solid and give you, the same thing every day.
Derek, what went into holding them without a field goal for 8 minutes and 36 seconds in the second half?
It was a combination of things where our guys were playing good defense, and we kept limiting them to one shot. We forced a couple turnovers. They actually missed a few good looks at it, and the kid O'Brien got hurt. And I thought the combination of all those things was obviously fortunate for UMass and not so fortunate for BU.
Is that closer to what you want Javon to be? I mean, it seemed like he played a little bit more like
he didn't shoot 25 times, which was nice. The one thing I've been spending time with him quite a bit is like you can be as effective shooting between 6 and 8 times as you can when you're shooting 12 and 15 times. And he gets to a certain spot, so he thinks I have to shoot, but not necessarily. And I gave him kind of the green light a few times and called his number, and that's when he made some nice plays. And he's still got to get a little better defensively. And I thought he missed a couple rebounds that he should have had, but he's still not. Honestly, he's not really that mobile right now. He's probably at about 85%.
Anthony tonight had the 3 points in the first half, but it seemed like he was waiting for the game to come to him and get opportunities, and it did come to him. Is that impressive that he stays back, or do you want him to be more?
I thought it was a nice thing to watch. That he's playing within himself, he's playing within the team, and when the opportunity presented itself, he took advantage of it. And then Anthony's one of those guys where he starts making some shots. You can let him take a couple bad ones or a couple ones with guys hanging on him that he ended up knocking down. And when he's doing that, he's a very good offensive player.
Derek, could you comment on the way John Holland played after Gurley got that big streak going? He was BU's only response, it seemed, at that streak.
Yeah, he's a very good player. I mean, strong, physical. Made a couple. What he does is he makes really tough shots, and he makes them look kind of easy. He's knocking down threes. They did a nice job of taking us baseline 2 or 3 times, and just a strong physical player. What's great is they both played like their year in school. Both of those guys really took over at times and just looked more physically mature and a little bit better than the other guys.
Derek, 7 wins, then 4 losses, 15-2 lead in the first half. You go in tied. Were you feeling any sense of things potentially going in the wrong direction?
Well, it was nice to jump out to that lead and then to only score, I guess after you said 10 points in the next however many minutes. It's a little concerning, but I like that they only had 25 points. I thought our defense was pretty good, and they had a good game plan in the first half, and I thought it opened up a little bit more in the second half. But yeah, I think as a coach, you want to win, and you may want to make sure your guys aren't feeling the heat. So as a coach, you can't go in and act like there's any pressure. You can't act like you're thinking about anything other than how we win in this game, and you guys come out and play your game.
Derek, 4 games in 23 days, had a lot of time for practice, what's finals in there, and you feel the team's improved. Do you think they're ready from what you've seen for the more regular schedule, more frequent games? Is this a good time for that to happen again?
I think for them, they want to start playing games and quit listening to me so much in practice. But we're still a little bit, I'd say, young at some positions that are vital to the team. I like to practice so I can spend a lot of time with guys like, you know, Daryl and Jesse and Putney and even Maxie, so I can spend time and get them better and improve them. And then our main guys are sophomores, so it's nice to spend time with them also. But the reality of it is, it's time to really get in a regular schedule of games and let the guys play and see where we stand.
All set. It seems like both of you guys in particular seem to pick up your game.
At halftime, he was stressing the defense because, you know, at first half, you know, we were kind of struggling to score. But, like, over this last week, on winter break, he was just stressing us about how we have to focus and lock in the defense when our shots aren't falling. That's the problem we've been having over the last couple of games. So we're just stressing defense. And he told us to crash the board harder, just keep crashing on them because we're getting a lot of second chance rebounds with them.
Sampson, looked like in the second half you impacted the game significantly more than you had in the first half.
Right. I mean, basically, we told our locker room just pick it up, play more tougher, crash the boards more. We had them on sides just a little bit, in inches. So, I mean, I just went out there and crashed, played more harder, played more aggressive. More in the second half.
You jumped out of the gates 7-0. I know the wins weren't easy, but they were flowing pretty freely, and then it's been a long time. How does it feel to post one in the W column after this long stretch?
It feels good. You know, I think we needed that as a team because they wanted us to find a way to win. They knew we were going to win, but they were dragging us out of this practice. We started off good. And I think that's what happened to us. We started off 7-0, and then we got away from working hard in practice, which was making us good as a team. So they turned practice back around, and they've been grinding us out this whole winter session. Regardless of when we have a game, we got doubles every day. We're going hard each practice. You know, he's making us tougher, basically, making us tougher and learn how to push through. And I think in the stretches, it's going to help us out at the end of the season a lot.
Guys, you've had 4 games in 23 days, a lot of practices, finals, and there are not many games. So are you guys kind of anxious for a more regular game schedule?
Definitely, because practice it strains on us, but as we've seen today, it works, you know, and we love to play, but there's still a lot of things we got to work on in practice to get better. So the practice time is valuable for us.
Sampson, have you always felt that comfortable with the free throws?
Yeah, basically, I work on my free throws, I shoot them, so it's like clockwork now. Just keeping the same rhythm and routine.
Yeah. Guys, Anthony carried you at the beginning of the second half. When you came out, you guys scored 7 straight points. Was that kind of the turning point in the game when other people were able to pick up their offense as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's a senior. I feel like that's what seniors supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Pick up his team and lead us, and we get going off of him. You know what I'm saying? When he can get going, we all get going.
Anthony, did you come out in that second half feeling like you wanted to make something happen?
It was like a wrestling match the whole game, whole first half, and it was the same in the beginning of the second half as well. So I just tried to step up and make some plays and try to make some shots. Thankfully, my teammates found me in the right positions where it was easy for me to score.
Anthony, you hear the term must-win thrown around a lot. Was this a must-win for you guys in your mind, given the slump lately?
I think it was. I mean, we were going through a pretty tough stretch, lost 4 straight. You know, it was a must-win for our confidence, and it was a great bounce back win for us. I think it was a great team effort, and you know, we got to get ready for another tough game on Monday night.
Anthony, when you did come out in that stretch, how good did it feel to see everybody all of a sudden pick it up? To see everybody pick it up without you that for a minute?
Yeah, it felt great. Felt great for us to, you know, we were clicking on the defensive end, and you know, we started making some shots on the offensive end as well. So it felt great to see that we were playing the way that I know we're capable of playing.
Anthony, this is your second 1,000-point milestone. Is this a big deal for you to score 1,000 at UMass? You never struck me as a big milestones guy, but how significant is it to you?
To be honest, it's really not significant to me at all. I'm just playing. I'm just trying to win ball games here for my last year and just lead this team. I know that we can do some special things this year, and we got a big A-10 schedule coming up. So that's all we're trying to do is just prepare for that, because we know it's not going to be easy.
A little better memory for you because he did it in a win, though?
Yes.
Anthony, before you came in, they talked a little bit about halftime and Coach saying you have to pick up the play. The three of you up there had 32 points in the second half compared to 3 in the first half, and you had 16 rebounds in the second half compared to 7 in the first half. How did you vision what happened at halftime and what it did to the three of you?
Well, I mean, we brought the team in at halftime. We talked about the first half, and then we talked about what we have to do and go out in the second half and execute. So, I think, we went out in the second half and stepped our level of play up, which I know that we are capable of doing. And that just goes to show you that we're capable of playing at a high level when the team needs us.
Good first half. Thought we battled, and UMass is a good team. They play hard. Gurley's a great player, and they play to their strengths without question. DK's a very good coach. I just think once Jake went down, our team started feeling sorry for themselves, and you can't do that. And that's what I just talked to them about. The game of basketball and the game of life is all about adversity and how you handle adversity. And we've been hit with adversity already in different ways in the first part of this non-conference. That's why I was a little disappointed to see how we handled that. But I was proud of the guys at the end there, other than the intentional foul. I was proud that they played hard and they didn't give up. And those guys don't get a lot of minutes. And they went out and tried to play BU basketball. And for them to do that, I'm extremely proud. So I give all the credit in the world to UMass. They did a great job.
Coach, did the 7-0 run that became an 11-0 run when Gurley was out, did that kind of put you guys in your heels pretty significantly?
Yeah, that hurt. When we were down, we couldn't. We were off, and John needs to hit shots for us to be good. And especially when Jake goes out, and when you rely on one guy so much, it's tough. It's tough. It's a lot of pressure on that kid. We need some production from everybody else, but UMass, that definitely hurt us. It broke our back a little bit. And usually we come back. We've been down before. In St. Joseph's, we were down 12 or 13, and we came right back and took the lead and actually went up 6 or 7. So I was a little surprised. But that's what you get with a young team, and you got to keep battling, you got to keep fighting, and our second season starts January 2nd.
In general, the bounds in the play in the paint was just too much to overcome, would you say?
I couldn't hear him, sorry.
In general, the play in the paint and the rebounding difference was just too much to overcome?
It looks that way, yeah. And they do a great job of just driving it down your throat. They do a great job of that, and they get you in rotations. And once you get in those rotations, that's when you're open for offensive rebounds. And they did a good job of that. I'm sure they watched the Quinnipiac game, and our rotations are a little bit slow, but then our guard's not dropping down. We got to do a better job. That's what practice is for. So we'll get better. We got to be the best team we can be by the end of the year. That's my only concern.
Patrick, did your first half comeback actually originate in the defensive end?
In the first half?
Yeah.
No question about it. I was trying to mix up defenses because I knew they like to drive the ball, and the dribble drive, it hurts us. We got young guys that really they don't have a great understanding of how to play that yet. But it's great to play against, and it's good for us. That's why we played so many different things. But yeah, we went to man-to-man defense, and it got us back in the game, and we got some stops, and hey, we hit some shots. The game's real easy when you hit shots.
Just follow with that, would just comment on Parton during that run.
Yeah, he played great in that stretch. He did some really good things for us. And, I got to keep working with Darryl. We got to work with him on good shots and bad shots, and just his decision-making in general. Because he'll make some great plays, and then you just kind of throw your hands up like, I didn't see that play develop, And we'll get him there, and he's willing, which is great about coaching this team. They want to learn, they want to get better. And that's why we just got to stay positive and keep grinding it out.